Charging battery.
Hello everyone. How are things? Oh, whoops. Is it still playing? Oh, there we go. Anyway, we are listening once more to The Wild West by Ross Burden, who does royalty-free music. I would recommend checking him out. He's got some decent tracks over there, so I've been having fun throwing those in there. He's got some decent westerns and wasteland type kind of thing, like Fallout. But yeah, how should I put it? some interesting things have come out, and let me get to the right setting here with my recordings thing here. Where is it? Ah, yes. I'll transition to this one. I'm how should I put it? I'm not in a good orderly fashion to be on camera. Need to do a shower and all that. I woke up probably about just about an hour ago. I got some food in me, and I was going through my comments, and there was some interesting stuff that came about. And for those of you who are waking up and got stuff going on, they want to listen in, and they want to use their cell phone, I recommend using the Twitch application on the cell phone, because they have an audio-only mode, so you don't have to use like the YouTube Red subscribe thing if you don't have that, to be able to just straight up listen in when I'm doing these live streams. And I'm also mentioning this because it looks like I need to get the recheck mark for an average of 3 or more viewers going on for a live stream. So if you guys are able to have a chance to throw me, a view over on Twitch there too, or something like that, that'd be very handy, because as I said, I want to sort of explore with Twitch on what they will allow, especially to the monetization side of things. This way I can inform the other activists and other people who want to get out there and start doing live streaming. And it's not too bad also for having a second location to where your live streams are going to, in order for them to stay backed up, in order to make it difficult for them to be taken down for maybe some false flag event or whatever while you're out there filming, which is a possibility of happening. And so that's why I emphasize learning the tech and getting having your live streams go to more than one location for security issues on there. And yes, I am on Twitch. It's Bunny Boots Inc., all one word, over on Twitch if you want to listen in. There's a link in the description to my channel. And I noticed, hold on, let me get, I just realized I don't have my standard chat box up here. So let me get that up. And, right now I'm watching a chat box that allows me to see everyone's chats here a little bit. Okay, I guess it didn't pop up the last one. So let me look. It was a YouTube comment, or YouTube thing here. Someone mentioned, morning from Colorado. Sun's just barely coming. Sun is just barely coming out from behind the mountains. Dogs are barking to get out in the snow. And here's the thing: you can go out there and listen to me on the phone while out there in the snow if you really want to do that. If you got like Wi-Fi or whatever, and just want to be able to pull in the thing. Oh, and for those of you who don't know, on the YouTube chat, if you notice at the chat box, it'll say top chats. I recommend switching that to live chats, because when it does top chat, the chats come in disorganized. The alternative to YouTube Live, more auditors are... hold on, what was the... well, I don't know if Twitch is a good alternative. Because Twitch is just as bad as YouTube when it comes to shutting people down. They're not inconsistent with their rule enforcement and all that stuff. So, and yes, there is a Twitch app. If type in Twitch in your iOS or Android store front, and you should be able to find it. And as I said, this will be handy for those of you who just want to be able to listen in and all that stuff. So, I'm plugging that out there. And as is, diversifying is a good means of protection against possible YouTube, well, putting all your eggs in one basket and then having like YouTube shut down an entire channel. You're not able to get out there and reach people. There's a reason why I have both Twitter and Minds accounts, so this way you're able to, if something happens, I'm able to put that information out there, at least in some alternative form. And this provides a nice safety net, what I got going on. I'm still looking at further availabilities, but when you add more and more platforms to it, the complexity adds to it, and it takes more time to manage everything in one shot. But anyway, I'm going to continue on with the fun information. Let's go ahead and transition over to our browser window here. And yeah, I actually like the music, and it's sort of fitting with the whole like Wild West showdown kind of thing we got going on over here with Springfield. And as I said, here's the what the page looks like, the URL at the top. But well, let's go ahead and go to the comments. And ED2276 on the strategic non-compliance thing. Also, I'm doing this live stream because the strategic non-compliance is stuck in a processing loop. This should force it out and make it live this morning. So sorry about that, guys. And here's what he had to say. There is no school at 199 8th Street or anywhere nearby in Springfield. Google Maps puts 199 8th Street in the middle of the intersection of 8th and 8th Street. The post office that Bunny audited is at this intersection. The city is charging you, Bunny, with trespass at the USPS. I'm pretty sure they meant you were on school property looking in windows, taking pictures of kids pictures of kids. Cop story is a complete lie, according to the city's own charging documents. Well, I want to sort of correct you on that. We don't know exactly what is all in the charging documents. But we do know there is multiple reports from my audience that called in that stated that the cops, the cops were stating, or at least the operators, that I was taking pictures of kids. Which, obviously, is pretty much mostly a lie, because as I mentioned, there was possibly one lady carrying a baby in a car seat child carrier who I passed on the sidewalk while I was doing the filming over at the thing. But that doesn't really count because she was never the focus. Well, she and her kid were never the focus of my video. I was just walking past her. It was just an incidental thing. It's just like if I had a dash cam driving down the street and I catch people carrying kids or whatever, or walking kids down the road, there's nothing wrong about that. What I was doing is nothing illegal. And even if I was standing at a school property filming school kids and all that stuff, that's still completely legal because it's public filming. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. The city, according to the ORS, which Springfield incorporated as its city ordinance, is toast. They arrested you with 0 PC for trespass under the statute definitions. They are equally toast on this on the disorderly charge. I have Oregon case law to prove it. They have 0 PC for the disorderly arrest as well. They stepped in it big time. And let us go ahead. And this is a Google Maps of the intersection where the alleged complaint happened. And there is the post office. There's the city library. This is that school administrative building. Now, there is one other interesting fact that is being hidden, or is it being hidden? No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's being blocked by my camera. Here, let me turn that off real fast. And have the fun thing. There is a school about 2 or 3 blocks away, but I never went to that school. I think I rode past it when I was getting to the location, and I parked my bike right here. I started filming somewhere around here in this area. So literally in the same block that I parked my bike, I started live streaming. Then I walked past the school administrative building right here, over to the post office, did my filming, then walked around the corner here, all the way to about here, paused for a little bit, talked with you guys. That's when I pulled out the phone and said, okay, we're going to go film my other little subject over here, which turned into this giant mess of Springfield Library and City Hall's up in here too. And let's just do a satellite view here. And this is actually a really cool structure too, because when you go to Street View, here, actually, I'm going to just put it right about here. This is what it looks like underneath. Literally, we are underneath the City Hall and Municipal Library right here. And then there is that school admin building that I was filming. There's the sidewalk right there. There's the, well, here, let me move this over here. And there is where the elevated walkway was, where I walked right up to like the doors there and filmed the inside. And they're doing construction work too at the same time. This was, yeah, so this is actually recent. This is August 2017. And there's a security camera right here on this little pillar. And so this is, I mean, they're still working on this building. When I walked up to this building, they were still doing construction work in like a larger room in, on the interior. They had blueprints on the wall. That's on the camera. And those are the doors right there to City Hall. And if you go through them, it'll also take you to the library and all that stuff. But it gives you a good idea of what I did for that day. So, what do you guys think? So, the bond... And yeah, yes, most likely MH. It's not conclusive yet, but that seems to be the case. But as I said, it could. In a way, it was a bad thing. In a way, it's also a little bit of a good thing too. It's a double. Call floods are a double-edged sword. You have to be careful with that. Let's see here. Oh, no comments. Yada yada yada. But why did you suck, a cop? Why are you such a slave? What the hell's all wrong with you? I have no idea exactly what you're referring to there. No comments, but have fun trolling. It actually helps me out with you arguing. Buddy, did you photograph any graffiti the wall of one of the schools covered? No, I haven't filmed. As I said, I never filmed any schools. I filmed a school administrative building. That is right there, where my mouse cursor is at. I was only within this general area. Well, I mean, sorry, this general area. And thank you for the follow on Twitch there. Oh, and that reminds me, I forgot to mention, I am past the 50 follower mark. So now it's just hopefully getting that check mark reissued for the whole average 3 viewer thing. And they'll be able to put in and let people know if it's worth the value of doing monetization through Twitch and having things going on there. So, but continue on. This is really interesting, the fact that they gave me a trespass thing and disorderly conduct for around the post office and not over here at the public over at the public library, City Hall, and the school administrator building. And what even makes it worse for them is in the middle of my live stream here, and I don't know how well this is going to turn up, but if you look at 7:16 of my live stream, I am inside the post office, and I'm filming this specific flyer that I have posted. Photographs for news, advertising, or commercial purposes. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums when used for public meetings, except where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel or federal court order or rule. Other photographs may be taken only with the permission of local postmaster or installation head. Well, I was there for a news purpose. I was investigating if my civil rights were being respected, and the post office did a good job at that. They didn't come up and say, I can't be filming and all this other stuff. They came up and asked questions. I gave them the silent treatment. They did a good job respecting in that regard. And I give sort of kudos saying, hey, this looks like a pass. And this also falls in line with 41 CFR 102-74.420. Except where security regulations, rules, orders, directives apply for federal court order or rules prohibits it, persons entering in or federal property may take photographs of, in Section C, building entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums for news purposes. So, there we have it. As is, their charges fall apart on federal regulations, federal law. They can't overturn that federal stuff. I mean, they can to some extent, but in this kind of a case, it's not going to work. And the reason why I say that is because the whole decriminalization kind of stuff there. And let me bring up the chat box here. Starve the troll, guys. Ignore them. Yeah, just let them comment. The comments help. So, if I feel like a new angle for them using the child stuff too, get her arrest with the other ways haven't. I truly feel the cops are beginning to, well, I'm not sure what the supposed to mean. But yeah, it's they don't. The case has fallen apart. Literally, as I'm looking at this, it's falling apart faster. Hey, I'm not sweating it, Biggie. So you might be on a phone trying to jam things out real fast. I'm not gonna hold bad spelling on your stuff as long as I can sort of get an idea of what you're trying to say. I'll try to speak it. I'll try to do you justice. But this is sort of what I wanted to do a quick little coverage on. I plan on doing a little live stream or some sort of interview with P&P News later today. And I'm going to reveal some more information on that hasn't been put out there yet. But this is something that I just sort of had to sit down and talk about with you guys. And inform you of just where exactly is that, because I put out the information last night, exactly the address, which is right here, where the complaint is, in or around, in the immediate vicinity here is the post office. This is the only block area that was at, and this is the only building I was filming. And so, yeah, I didn't even, the only time I think I passed by this location was when I was riding my bicycle past it coming from Taco Bell. That was, hold on, let me get the map out here. From the Taco Bell up here, because what I did is I rode from where I was at over in Eugene all the way over to here to Taco Bell, got some food, then I rode down here to this spot right here, locked up my bike, hopped off, pulled out my equipment, already got it set up, started live streaming somewhere in this area, and then the rest is history from there. But what surprised me is my bicycle still being there and not cannibalized by thieves after being there all night. So I have to say kudos to the people that didn't rob me. So let's see. Wish auditors would stop driving and doing live streams. Every auditor being... Okay, and here's the deal. If you want to get on Twitch and you are live streaming, and you live stream to Twitch, you're live streaming and handling the phone and all that stuff while driving, you will get banned from Twitch. I'm gonna put this out there, and I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube does start instituting something similar too. Don't be stupid. And then there's other states. Well, guess what? Having a video device that isn't a GPS or whatever, and you're doing something like the live stream, that can actually count against you for a distracted driving charge in some states. Don't be that stupid, please. If you're gonna do live streaming while driving and all that stuff, and there's no emergency going on, you're not being followed or chased or whatever, have someone else. If you have someone else in the vehicle, have them do it. If you're not got some sort of hands-free device or whatever going, don't do it, please. Have a hands-free device going, and even then, be careful about it because of what your state laws might be on all that. So, anybody got anything to add to this? And oh yeah, that reminds me, VB All Out, I'll give you a call here in a little bit. I see you in the voice chat, or I'll try to talk to you in Discord first, before I get anything else. Yeah, I would have to say they did a good job exposing themselves with all these statements. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and watch the last several minutes, because either I'm not recalling all the facts properly or whatnot, because I'm curious about what they said after when they're putting the cuffs on me. Let's give myself some PTSD flashback, shell shock bullshit here. I think this is it.
Hold on. What are you doing filming today? Can you not talk?
Oh, and at this point, he's holding on to my onto my clothing, preventing me from going anywhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah. You can't talk? Do you have ID on?
Oh, okay, number. I guess this is the part where he grabbed onto me.
Sir. So you do talk?
Sir, okay, you are breaking the law.
Okay, correction. Okay, he stepped in front of me, and then he grabbed me at this point. But nonetheless, it's on my other cameras. You'll be able to see that when I get my hands on that footage and be able to release that.
What's going on today?
There is no reason for you to be doing this.
Okay, we need to figure out why you're doing what you're doing.
Okay, what's your RAS for detaining me? This is
Disorderly conduct.
How is this disorderly conduct?
Yeah.
Okay, if you notice, let's sort of back it up a few seconds here. Try to a little bit more.
Breaking the law.
And thank you for the follow there. Give me a second here. What is where is my little dashboard thingy here? I had set up because I'm not able to catch the follows right away here. Thank you with Wicked Wizard 99 follow on the Twitch there. I hope you're able to enjoy this, and thank you for helping me out on trying to at least get the affiliate thing going with Twitch there.
What's going on today?
There is no reason for you to be doing this.
Okay, oops, hold on. Okay, if you see right there, that is the cop and the motorcycle attire that comes up second on me.
You need to figure out why you're doing what you're doing.
Okay, what's your RAS for detaining me? This is
Disorderly conduct.
How is this disorderly conduct?
Yeah.
You notice I asked, how is this disorderly conduct? And he says, yeah. He doesn't have an answer. It's pretty obvious he doesn't have an answer. I am very curious what they're going to put in their police reports. I really want to see what's in those police reports.
Are you local? Or are you from somewhere else? We're trying to figure out who you are and why you're doing what you're doing.
What are we doing here?
He's just trying to walk away.
Oh, see? Right there, he says, I'm just trying to walk away. Admitted right there on camera, I tried to walk away. As is, there wasn't really any big reason for a detainment here.
Are you okay, man? Off of me, now. Stop. Off. Stop. This is an illegal detainment.
And as you can see, there's my 360 camera right behind the affiliate status goal, and there's my regular camcorder in one hand. And how should I put it? I was not able to maintain hold of that camcorder when they started wrenching my arms behind me.
Relax. This is an illegal detainment. Relax. Let me go. Relax. This is an illegal detainment. Let me go. I do not consent to any searches.
Somebody's saying that you're filming kids out here. So we're wanting to make sure, especially with all the stuff that's going on.
I'm not doing anything illegal. So
we don't know that. So that's why we're...
Okay. I mean, with the statements that they just made, they almost did a this day and age statement right there. But what's funny is they did make a this day and age statement when I was in lockup. You can hear stuff.
You do not have reasonable or articulable suspicion to detain me.
Can you assist us in telling us what you are doing?
I'm going to exercise my First Amendment right and my Fifth Amendment right to not speak or answer any of your questions.
Why are you filming kids?
The question is it illegal to film kids? Last time I've checked, if I'm out in public, I can film anything I can see. Doesn't matter if it's kids, adults, vehicles, buildings, officers, staff members that are working for public. If I'm standing on a public sidewalk and there is a topless coffee stand, which those do exist, I guess, in some places, or did exist over down here in Oregon. They were over, let's say, a few 100 feet away, and I'm standing on a public sidewalk. I have every right to film that if I want to, because I'm in a public space. It might be newsworthiness. There might be something going on. I might be doing a story on that coffee stand if there's topless girls in it, out in a public kind of thing. If I can see it from public, I can film it. Now, there may become issues when it comes to publication, but that's a whole different kind of set of actual laws to deal with versus recording, which there is case law that says we have a freedom of the press right to gather news information. I have to go through, I think it was either in the Fields v. Philadelphia case, or it might have been in the ACLU v. Alvarez. I'm not sure, but it exists. It's in one of the case laws I read. I'm going to have to go back over it.
we got any signers on trespass or?
It's been in City Hall, been up on the catwalk.
Okay. Now, I'm going to clarify what they mean on up on the catwalk. There is one no trespass sign that was filmed by that Canon camcorder. But there is no direct access from the catwalk that I was on. This was a completely separate catwalk. But you can see from the top of the building. In fact, actually, let's get back over on the Google Street View here. And I will sort of point out what exactly I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can get a good shot of it from over here. I need to go over this intersection here. I think I can do it from, oops. Okay, let's rotate the camera. A little bit more over here. Okay. Right there is a separate catwalk. And on that pillar, there's a no trespass sign, signifying that no one's supposed to go past that point. And I think they put that up intentionally in case people wanted to parkour it or something like that across this and get access to this area. Or they just ended up on this catwalk or whatever, that they are not supposed to go past that point. That is the only place where they had a no trespass sign. On the interior of the City Hall building, in the entrance there, they had a rules of conduct posted, which stated that if you violate those rules of conduct, and I'll get that in the street view here, that you will be trespassed from the City Hall property, which is within those double set of doors. It's literally within the entryway of this double set of double doors. There's two of them there. There's a sign that's like right on this thing that covers that issue. And I have to be violating some sort of rules of conduct, which filming is not. So let's go ahead and get back over here.
So know what the prior contact was if you've been trespassed before.
Oh, wait. I haven't heard, I don't remember hearing this part again. Let's back that up a few seconds here.
We got any signers on trespass or?
It's been in City Hall, been up on the catwalk. So know what the prior contact was if you've been trespassed before.
Okay, I've been trespassed before. I have never been to this building before. Well, except for maybe when, well, the only time was when I parked the bike and I walked underneath it. So, whoever reported that, that's going to be interesting. There's going to be some interesting stuff coming up here. That's what I had to go to trial twice for. Hung jury first time, DA wouldn't drop charges. That's we could be facing that kind of possibility too. But as I sort of pointed out, I think a while back, well, no, actually I didn't point this out publicly. I'm gonna hold that comment for a later time. I think I'll save that for a PNP's news piece there.
So I'll tell you, we have a duty to make sure that people in and amongst places where there's public are safe. And you're behaving in a manner that causes us reasonable suspicion that you're either committing a crime or about to commit a crime.
And what crime is that, that can you articulate?
You know what? I don't feel obligated to answer your questions if you don't feel obligated to answer mine, okay? But I'm telling you right now, neither one of us are new at this, and you make us all very nervous, all right? And
Filming is not an illegal
reason.
activity.
You are correct, okay? But you got to help me out, man. What are you doing? Why are you being so buggy? Why won't you stop and tell us what you're doing? Normally, it's been my experience that people that are not up to no good are at least willing to say what they're doing. We got all kinds of people calling. You got all kinds of cops tied up right now, and you're making everybody nervous. Can you help me out here? Seriously.
This is an illegal detainment. You need to release me. You need to let go of me.
You make me nervous, all right? For our safety right now, I'm going to hold on to you, and I want you to just relax, okay?
It's interesting because I was just trying to walk away. there wasn't really any cause for... All I was doing was filming, and they could have just kept one person an eye on me. I'm not intentionally tying up their resources. They are.
I make you nervous when I try to walk away, correct?
As soon as
I tried walking away and you guys grabbed me. How does that make you nervous?
Did you hear that? I couldn't copy all of it.
Re-advise one more time we were talking.
Yeah. You can't just wander onto school grounds in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
right?
Last time I checked, this is City Hall, a public library.
Okay. You're under arrest for trespassing.
I have to be allowed to leave for trespassing. There is no signage.
Wander onto school property.
Make the phone calls. Make the phone calls. Springfield PD, Oregon.
You dropped your camera.
Okay, well, let's hear that again. Let's see here. That 28, and we'll turn that up and hear that statement that they said.
You dropped your camera.
They're telling me I dropped the camera. Well, the way you had my hand, I couldn't really hold on to the camera, and I had 2 cameras in that hand, so I pretty much was forced to drop one.
When you're talking to Cindy.
Okay. Great.
Which school did I go on?
You're on school district property. Okay.
There's multiple agencies within this
I'm going to tell you
structure.
something. I'm going to tell you something. Take it for what it is, okay? If you're going to play the super tight line, this is legal, this is not illegal, you don't know what you're doing stuff, you better know what you're doing. Today you don't know what you're doing because you're wandering on school property and you're not allowed.
No, I better keep from saying those comments, actually.
Okay.
Since you're in handcuffs, I'll read your rights real quick. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be in a court of law. You have right to an attorney have the present during any and all questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. You understand your rights?
Okay, I'm going to give clarification here for those that are not familiar with the Miranda rights that he read off. Talked about. The thing is, he does not have to issue that to me at the time of arrest. The Miranda rights have to be read to you before you are interrogated. After you're arrested. So, just keep this in mind. A lot of people make the mistake that they can't use anything you say until they read you your Miranda rights. That is untrue. And the thing is the Miranda rights only really come in play when it comes down to an actual police interrogation and questioning when you're in police custody. In fact, this is actually quite a big, sort of a big portion within, let me look at my description here that I usually put at my videos. Give me a second here. What is it? You have the Right to Remain Innocent book by James Duane there. There's my Amazon affiliate link there if you want to go and purchase that. If you purchase the book on the Amazon Kindle store or whatever, and you have it on your cell phone, you can actually get the audiobook included, which is always a plus to listen to, and it's a good listen to. If you have a chance, I'm probably going to need to brush up a little bit more on it, but I don't think it's really going to be a big application to this specific case. On that, but let us go ahead and continue here.
Those are prescription sunglasses.
Okay, I'm not here to break them. You have an AE on you?
Well, the reason why I do talk is I'm communicating the, how should I put it, the minimal information that I need to. And there's going to be some more that I'm going to reveal when I talk with, do my little thing with P&P News. That is probably going to floor you guys a little bit more. It is. The video is flipping the script in this kind of situation here.
Yes, I do.
I'll keep them out so you can see.
And how should I put it? They went for my wallet and at this specific incident. And in which case, when I inform them here in a minute, I'll inform them specifically where my ID is at, and that is to prevent further looking through of my wallet for legal issues, kind of thing.
Also going to need you guys to state your name and badge numbers.
You can look up the report.
Should be the second card.
And that's where I said second card in. That's because I have a stack of like a bunch of business cards, IDs, and stuff like that. That's in my wallet. And I usually have it towards the front because when I'm pulling stuff, when I'm doing like live streaming, I don't want to accidentally flash my private information out there where everybody can see it. And so I try to memorize exactly where it's at, where I can just grab in and slide it out by the trick of a hand. And I will keep that out for future reference for people. And also part of the reason why I carried my ID in this case was in case I get arrested, I can get out a lot quicker with that. It's sort of a hard lesson learned from when from the Anchorage incident. But as I said, I had a lot of bad reports coming out of Springfield. Felipe, I told Felipe Hemming this. He covered that in his little live stream he did after mine. But Springfield Police Department has got a bad rep. Not just from the town itself, but from other people outside the town. And we saw a little bit of that when Robert West, an Oregon cop watcher, came down and did some filming, and I was acting as backup camera guy for them.
Knee surgery or something?
Not going to answer that question.
It's a pretty dangerous question.
And Biggie there with your comment, notice how much arrests are rising with auditors. Again, I got a feeling they're trying to put this fire out before it loses control. It's already lost control. I can't control it. It's growing. It's already a snowball effect that's turning into an avalanche. More and more people are getting involved in this. I'm glad for it. I want someone that's active in every single state being able to do this kind of stuff. That is what I hope for at some point.
You have a job? Okay, sir. Here we go.
Ed E. I just called. They said the same thing. That's probably in reference to specifically what the narrative that they're telling the people that are calling in. In which case, also, I want to put this out there. If you got any of you called in and you got that narrative, I want you to document it in some form or fashion. Do like some sort of statement, a sworn statement or a notarized statement to yourself. Because that is probably going to become very important later on. Document that as the best you can do. Because I may need to call upon you for this criminal case, specifically dealing with this. It may be very important. So I encourage you to go ahead and do that. It may turn into where for this criminal complaint, I might end up putting out summons for you. In which case, you sort of get you'll get a trip out to Springfield or something like that, possibly with that. So keep that as a potential right there. And you'll have a chance to testify in front of in court against these police and their actions.
Do you know where his where that camera was that you dropped? Oh, there it is.
Voice over IP programs.
Notice how they said voice over IP programs. I think they probably saw the one guy is familiar with Discord and probably saw some messages. Well, not messages. He saw notifications for messages from Discord. Because I have that device locked and encrypted, it doesn't really show the information that comes up across the screen. Like if I get a text message, it'll show that text message for maybe about 30 seconds, and then it says you have a text message. So it doesn't permanently keep it constantly displaying what messages are on the front. It's part of the security practices I do with that cell phone. And all I gotta say is, they can't access that cell phone without me putting in a PIN code because it's encrypted. So. Unless they got the money to put down for cracking it, they're gonna have some fun with that one. But even then, what that cell phone contains is already on the internet. That none of this footage was stored on there, so there's no legal reason for them to get it into that cell phone now. What am I doing up so late? No, I just woke up not long ago. Lock and encrypted. Yeah, exactly. That's how I roll with my kind of stuff. My stuff there. Let's see. I screenshot my comments on Facebook and sent a message to them with their forum answer. Okay, yeah. It's quite interesting because I think there might be a case with that. I'm probably going to make a few comments myself on their Facebook page and see if they get deleted. Because as is, it's not looking good for them on multiple fronts.
So he's looking for confrontation at this time.
Okay, that statement. Let's back this up about 10 seconds here. And hear that again. Oh, no, let's skip forward.
P programs. So he's looking for confrontation at this time.
I am never looking for a confrontation. I am looking for boring videos. I state that all the time. Boring is good. You know what? The thing is I want boring videos because it means I get more time to sit there and do IRL, Twitch, and all that style kind of live streams where I go bar hopping and maybe watch the cops arrest someone for being a stupid or something like that. I don't want confrontation. I want boring videos. I don't want this to be my mainstream content right now. I don't want to be known for getting constantly arrested for not breaking the law. That shouldn't be the big part of my video. I mean, of my YouTube channel, of my live streaming stuff. But because we have cops that act out of line and violate civil rights, this is what happens. In which case, at that point, they turned off the phone. That's the only reason why the stream would have cut out, is because they turned the phone off. And if they go and turn the phone back on, it's going to be saying, "The finished booting up, put in the passcode." That's pretty much about it. And so I have to, in order to, I got to go invest in some chintzy burner phone so I can have my regular cell number back up and going. And shut down that specific SIM card, which I had for just live streaming. It was sort of a test thing to get involved with live streaming, but since I'm out of a live streaming phone, they have my $50, $60 battery pack that I purchased last year that holds a huge charge in it, so I can keep a phone going all day long or whatever. I'm sort of out of the live streaming right now, doing the mobile live streaming. I'm literally sort of out of work. I can't go out and do any filming and stuff like that because all my camera's gone. So yes, you are penalizing me in that aspect, but let's see how this all lines up in the long run. Oh dang, you guys are pulling it all. I'm not really pulling an all-nighter. I slept for about, I think about 5 or 6 hours maybe there, and then I woke up and I just can't fall back asleep. Travis Hines, yeah, I'm familiar with what's going on with him. I want to go over and film that place, but I don't have the money to do it, and I don't have the equipment to do it now. With what's going on with Springfield, others are announcing when and where they are beginning, and again, the drive and live feed. If cops can find anything others actually do wrong, they'll go for an arrest. That is very true, Biggie. You got to be careful with that kind of stuff. Because if you give them a little bit of an ounce, they're gonna take a full damn pound. It's just how it is. You got, when you're out there doing this stuff, you want to be watching your P's and Q's. The thing is when I was gonna finish up, I was gonna go unlock my bike and I was gonna walk it a long distance. I was torn between walking it back until they stopped following me, until I get over to Eugene, or hopping a bus and riding into Eugene, in which case they wouldn't have been able to do shit. Yeah, I'm gonna be sad. I wanted to do some more bar hopping. I was really enjoying doing that stuff. Good to hear you okay. Sorry they stole your stuff. Yeah, you don't apologize for stuff you don't have control over, William. You don't have control over their actions of them stealing my stuff. It's just, it's the fact of life when it comes to that kind of stuff. It happens, it happens. Let's see, don't know if Utah Concerned Citizen is LDS, but I guess they'll be the first LDS constitutional order. Oh, that's a possibility. You spent time in jail, you live, you're live talking about charges against you. Is it, will you sue? Steve Riviera, we'll talk about a possible civil case when we get to that, once the criminal charges are done. First things first, we have to deal with the criminal charges before we even start talking about civil charges. Criminal charges could easily last 2 years. Let's say everything goes to court, I lose the jury on the disorderly conduct. Then I got to appeal it, goes up, and I could appeal that to federal appeals court or something like that. In which case, that could easily take a full year or two right there. It's not, there's not much I can really do on that part. We got to take things at a step. yeah, it's a bit. You don't want to bite off more than two. Take things one step at a time, because if you try to take two steps at once, you're gonna trip. One step at a time. Just keep that in mind. Bar hopping. What's that? Lol. Yeah, we party so hardy that we forget about it in the morning, don't we? On the bright side, Bunny, you can now make a huge case about cops stealing from you, seeing how you're supposed to keep how they're supposed to keep peace. Yeah, that's true. Will I be okay? Yes. And actually, you know what? That reminds me. I set up a P.O. box. Oh. Thank you for the 20-pound donation, James Dutton. Very much. I'm going to put this in the chat. And this is a P.O. box address. If you guys want to send me anything, or if you got like an old camera, that would be nice. I would like to at least get going again with like filming. If anybody's got like a little camera or something like that, that might be able to send me. I'm not asking for any high-tech stuff. I just want to be able to film while I'm out and about again, in case something happens. And I'm gonna type this in the chat, and then when this video goes to archive, it's gonna be in the description. So give me a moment here, and I'm gonna type this out as soon as I figure out where it's at. This is a P.O. box. That I have set up for doing business and stuff. And if you want like me to do an unboxing, oops, hold on, let me redo that, copy paste that. That's not the full address. That's just the street, the N unit, or the P.O. box unit there. And if you guys want to send me some, some like material support or whatever, yeah, if there's donations and stuff like that, enough in the donations, I'll pop up and grab a cheap camera. As I said, first things first, I got to get myself a cheap sort of phone to get the cell phone thing up and going again. And I don't even know if, I don't even think, it's going to be hard to say if that cheap burner smartphone is going to be able to handle live streaming. But I'll try to give it a shot, and at least that might cover my basics right there if I can get that going. But I like to have a sort of like an independent kind of thing going, or at least be able to have the money to also throw down for another battery backup on that part. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and if like do a package kind of thing, I might just do a live unstreaming or something like that. Well, a live opening stream. And this is not too far down. Well, this is like about a mile away from me, kind of thing. So it's not too hard to get over there and check the boxes out and stuff like that. So if you like, let me know or whatever ahead of time or whatever when it's supposed to be in, I can pick it up quite quickly and try to arrange it where if you want to see me open it on the live stream or something like that, I can do that. I'll just try to make sure to stencil out your address or whatever right over it with a permanent marker, so this way I don't give it away, because I don't need to accidentally dox my supporters. That's just not what I'm into. Holy cow, thank you for the 100 NOK. I think that's Norwegian coin. I'm not exactly sure. Norwegian kroner, maybe? I'm waiting for the pop-up to catch up here because I can see it in my live stream.
This to you, my friend. Sorry for this, but I'd like some views XD, haha. But I wish you luck versus the cops.
Yeah, thank you very much for the the super chats, guys. And just to give you a heads up, the super chats take about 3 months to get to me. If you want, of course, to provide immediate support, there's always the Streamlabs link, and then my PayPal link directly, where I can have access to those funds in a fairly short time. Did you audit the P.O. box first? Actually, no. The P.O. box is part of a UPS store. It's a private company, so it wouldn't really count. This isn't a post office box. This is a private company because There's some companies that don't like shipping to postal addresses or PO boxes, and with this, it works. It's literally a street address, and so you don't run into issues where people trying to ship stuff to that, dealing with like PO boxes and all that stuff. But I figure I'll go ahead and put that out there. And I need to do that. You need to look at Twitch chat. Okay, I'll pop over the quick look over the Twitch chat here. Would you like to use my Samsung S6? Yeah, sure. If you got one to spare, it doesn't matter if it's with Verizon. I can unlock it, and I already have a SIM card with my other phone plan or whatever to pop into the cell phone. It doesn't really matter which cell service as long as it's able to access GCI's T-Mobile's network, and I'm pretty sure Samsung is able to access that network. I'm pretty sure they're allowed to do all of that. But as I said, I've put that out there so you guys can help me out on that aspect and all that. And I can see the chat. It's just how should I put it? The chat box I'm usually looking at is a Streamlabs chat box, which gives me Periscope, Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube all in one spot. So this way I'm not having to constantly cycle through windows. So if you're putting messages in there on Twitch and I didn't see it, it might be because it got pushed out by the YouTube stuff. And in order for you to really understand that, just look at the chat box on the live stream itself and you can see it. For an audit because they thought he was videoing kids in public, which isn't even illegal. That is a very a good way of putting it there, Max Fordham. 3 months, wow, that's a very long time for electronic transfer. Yeah, well, that's just how YouTube works. But as is, I am released for ROR. I'm released to do all that stuff. I'll go ahead and read out the charges once more for those of you who were not awake yesterday afternoon, evening, or whatever. Let's go ahead. I'll go over this. Oh, and thank you for, I think that was a follow on Twitch. Let me look at my dashboard here. Yeah, that was a follow by Wild Trapper 2. Thank you on the follow on Twitch there. As I said, hopefully we'll be able to. Yeah, they took all my cameras. I'll give a quick rundown. When they released me, on the paperwork, they circled in the Springfield Municipal Jail receipt property. They circled my cell phone. Turns out they did not hand me back my cell phone. They kept it. And pretty sure I had 2 cell phones in the backpack. They kept both. Mainly probably as punishment. I'm betting. Well, they kept the iPhone as punishment, which would have been handy to have the iPhone. At least I could have activated that yesterday and made phone calls and all that stuff. By putting in my other SIM card on that. But I'm going to go ahead and read the charges once more, and you guys are going to love this. The above named defendant is accused by complaint of violation of Springfield Municipal Code 5.104 and ORS 164.245 entitled Criminal Trespass 2. Well, title of crime, Criminal Trespass 2. And they specifically put the name of the charge in its own little box here. And notarize it, and I'm gonna scan it. I gotta figure out my roommate's scanner and try to get that to work with my computer here, sometime today to scan this. And then it follows: committed as follow, in that on or about to it the first day of March 2018, at or near 199 8th Street / A Street within the corporate limits of City of Springfield, Lane County, Oregon. Then and there being, the said defendant did unlawfully and knowingly enter onto the premises located at 199 8th Street against the peace and dignity of the city and contrary to the statute in cases made and provided for, dated March 2nd, 2018, signing off. I'm pretty sure these are the magistrate and of course the staff there that are supposed to sign witness to this stuff. Now, this is the second page. This is a disorderly conduct one. The above named defendant is accused by this complaint of violation of Springfield Municipal Code 5.104 and ORS 166.025, 1A entitled title of crime, and this is in the box, disorderly conduct 2. Okay, next column here. Committed as follows, that on or about, to wit, the first, well, 1 day of March 2018, at or near 199 8th Street/A Street, within corporate limits of the city of Springfield, Lane County, Oregon, then and there being, the said defendant did unlawfully and intentionally create a risk of public inconvenience, annoyance, and alarm by engaging in fighting or violent, tumultuous, and threatening behavior against the police and dignity of the city, and contrary to statute in cases made and provided for, dated March 2nd, 2018, signed the people there. What's the Twitch name? It is Bunny Boots Inc. All one word, and there is a link in the description of the video, well, of the YouTube live stream. If you just want to click on that or highlight that, that'll take you straight to my channel. And here's the thing, and I stated this last night on the Strategic Non-Compliance, and yes, the disorderly conduct came after I was arrested, charged for criminal trespass, and I paid the bond to get out. I literally had the charges paid for with my debit card. I had signed the paperwork to get out. In fact, I still have that paperwork in my possession. Well, the copies of it, which say that I paid the security deposit of $300. It doesn't have all the signatures. They just gave me a sort of blank copies with all that stuff unfilled. And I was about ready to be released. And then a little bit later, the lieutenant that's operating the jail intake there, after receiving a phone call, comes over and lets me know that new charges have been levied against me in the court, and that I will not, that they will be with me with the paperwork shortly, which took about an hour for them to come back with. And when they finally brought me the paperwork, they were bringing me the paperwork, they told me that that the new bond that was being added on was $1,500 for the disorderly conduct charge. Obviously, I didn't have the money on hand to pay for that, in which case I was forced to make a few phone calls and sort of stand by and wait. And of course, I waited until arraignment, and then they released me to go on my thing, on my way, with a promise to show up in court because I wasn't a flight risk. I want to take you bar hopping, but I can't. Lol, you're dangerous, ho-ho. You can hardly walk, so what damage can you do besides flying a drone around? You aren't the type of guy to punch and kick. Not like you can kick, hee hee hee. I can still kick. I can still do all that stuff. If my adrenaline gets pumped up, I can actually ignore the pain for a short while in my leg. I can still roughhouse. But I can still rough and tumble. It's just not very effective because, yes, I don't exercise the muscles, and the muscle memory is lacking after so many years. But with the bar hopping stuff, just look up my past like bar hopping videos. I literally title like "Let's Go Bar Hopping" or whatever in cop watching. In which case, what we do, we sit there and we go wander around downtown Eugene, hit a few bars, play a few video games, maybe chat up with some people that are nearby. That was sort of fun with that last one where we talking with that refugee from Saudi Arabia at the end of the night. And then see if the cops arrest anybody and film that. That's pretty much what I do. But as is, I'm not able to do any of that. That is great because some places won't take P.O. Box addresses. Yeah, exactly. And that's the main reason why I put out that specific address there. Went and got that was because it doubles as a street address for dealing with packages and stuff like that. So, yeah, that is pretty much what is going on. And I have to say, it's been quite the turbulent past 2 days. Would you do more damage to yourself than you would deal? You are like the guards from Skyrim that complain about having an arrow in the knee. Yeah, I know. I actually made a few jokes about that. Yeah, Lady Zaga, watched the last hour of my last live stream that I did with bar hopping. It was quite interesting. Actually, he's a religious refugee because he's an atheist. And over in Saudi Arabia, it is a crime to be an atheist there. And if you actually leave the Islamic faith, you can be sentenced to death. And so it's actually quite a big issue over there. Religious freedoms are not really there over in the Middle East and several Middle Eastern countries. And it just being an atheist can easily get you screwed up. I recently joined Discord, but I'm learning how to use it. That reminds me, later today, I got to finish doing some editing, but I got a how-to tutorial on how to use Discord with a web browser. I'm going to do one later on about how to use the application. And what is it? I was going to do one on the cell phone, but since they have my cell phone, I can't do one for that. And thank you for the follow once more, Denise Lynn on Twitch there. As I said, having those follows and views on the Twitch there will help me try to see what the monetization thing works, what's the contract, and I can advise other activists that might want to do similar of diversifying like me on getting set up with that. Because there is a possible opening. There's bounty hunters on Twitch that are live streaming. You got cops that are live streaming on Twitch that are doing stuff, and they're being just fine. There's no big issue. I make sure to mark all my live streams on Twitch though, because they are very they don't like any surprises or anything like that as 18 and plus kind of thing. So that should deflect any kind of major issues. Hope you can get one up on the cell phones soon. Yeah, hopefully I can get that up and going. I want to go live stream this afternoon so I can go hang out. I'm not sure if you're... how should I put... I don't know if I'll do if it'll be a live stream with PNP News. I'll talk with him. I think, if anything, we might do... because he likes using Zoom. Maybe he might be open to having people pop in or whatever on that, or maybe I'll field questions through what is it? I'll field questions through Zoom, Discord, or something like that. Work some sort of combo out with how to get that all to work. I can't find the server anyone's talking on Discord. As is, there's a link in the description of this live stream. There's also a link on Twitch. If you click on that, and or if you copy that and you paste it into the server lookup, where you hit the plus button on the left-hand side, and you put that into the join server, and then you put that link into there, it'll automatically take you to the Discord server. Yeah, yeah. The bounty hunters are quite interesting. They actually 2 weeks ago they took a large amount of tannerite, put it on a lake, and then detonated it. They shot it, kind of stuff. They do a lot of shooting stuff on their Twitch streams. There are a few open for chat, but just need to get the right ones. Yeah. But anyway, I sort of need to go ahead and wrap this up. My back is killing me right now from sitting in this chair. I need to lay back down. It is not doing all that great after that incident, but I'm not too surprised. My entire body is sore just because of all the stress and being pent up and ignoring anything. Sorry, my question was that the simplest app to use for live stream. The simplest app to use for live streaming, it would be YouTube. I like, well, the default streaming apps for YouTube or Twitch or whatever platform you want to put your footage on. Those are generally going to be your simplest live streaming applications on a cell phone. But here's the thing. When it comes to live streaming, if you use those apps and you turn off the screen, you lock the screen, it will stop the live stream. That is why I use Streamlabs. It's a little bit more complicated. I did a tutorial video on that, but I use it for a reason. It's because I can turn off the screen can be locked. They can't forcibly shut down the live stream unless they turn off the phone. That is the reason why I do that. So curious how those pop-ups work. Not sure what you're referring to with the pop-ups, but who knows? As I said, you need to get some sleep. I probably need to get some sleep, but I just can't fall back asleep right now. There is one in Bunny's Discord who is in the voice chat. That is that's VB All Out. I promised I need to talk with him a little bit later. Yeah, I recommend checking out my Streamlabs tutorial video. It gives you instructions on how to set it up and get it linked up with your accounts and all that stuff and get it going. I try to make it as simple and easy to follow as possible for people. People are enjoying it. They're actually, the tutorial's helping a lot of people out. I've been getting kudos in the comments about that for people that are using it for non-activist stuff. So it took me a good over 40 hours to get that put together. So keep in mind, I did put a lot of work, but I hope it helps a lot of people. See, Bamboozer no longer exists. Yep, Bamboozer is now dead. The cat in the cloud bunny. Yep. And a live stream live stream isn't so great, but I can, how should I put it? I have the ability to live stream to that if I really wanted to. Was Bamboozer a bad app? No, it wasn't a bad app. It was not commercially successful. That's what the problem was with it. It's also part of the reason why VidMe is no longer existing. It wasn't a successful commercial venture. Yeah, and yeah, Twitch has got some pretty good simple stuff, but just make sure if you're doing like live stream IRL, you're going to be filming cops or whatever, mark the stream as 18 or plus, so this way if something happens, you're less likely to get dinged for something that's out of your control. You're giving everybody fair warning, this is not for a young audience kind of thing. Yeah, and Bamboozer was a great app. It was straightforward, simple, and you could work it with the screen turned off both on iPhone and on Android. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I need to go ahead and say my goodbyes. I'll look forward to something with PNP News either later today or tonight or something like that, or possibly tomorrow, depending on how things go, and we communicate that one out. Yeah, good morning, News Now Phoenix. Unfortunately, I am ending the stream, but you'll be able to catch the archive of it, obviously. You will be able to go back and watch it from the beginning, so. But you guys all have a good day. I hope to talk more about this a little bit later on today, and just look forward to something from PNP, either a live stream or it'll be a video kind of thing where I'm going to be putting out a little bit more information. Anyway, have a good night. Well, have a good day.